Welcome to Beards and Buckets. My name is Teebs,
I'm Mike.
and we're back again.
We are.
Playoffs are well underway, and
Yeah.
they've been interesting to say. I think every series has been interesting for the most part. There's a one or two in there we'll dive into a little bit more
We'll dive into
that were not so interesting.
Well, not necessarily dive into. I guess we'll dip our toes into the water.
We'll test the temperature a little bit, to see if we want to go in or not.
Couple belt to ass series so far.
Hey, conveniently enough, those are the first two series on my list because it's the only two teams to advance so far. So, because they made quick work. So the Cavs beat the Heat 4-0. Who could have saw that coming?
Everyone on the planet.
Yeah.
Too.
We both had the Cavs. Really wish I picked the Heat, but it was a very close series. I had Game 4 on last night, thinking the Heat, maybe they grab a game.
Yeah,
just for the culture.
One last, hurrah, let's try and get one.
And, I saw Tyler Hero, this man, straight-faced said in his press conference, we're not going down 4-0. And when, Tyler Hero says shit, he usually backs it up, he fucking didn't even, make the bus last night. So
They got spanked.
Dude, it was so bad.
I'll be outright. I didn't even watch the game. I looked at my phone.
Didn't miss much.
Saw they were down 30 something. I'm like, okay.
I'm not turning this shit
Yeah,
on.
I'm not gonna turn this on.
I'll go fucking read the Bible before I fucking watch this game.
Yeah. We know what the series is gonna be. The Heat were never equipped to really do anything against the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Mm-hmm.
Without Butler, especially, even with Butler, I feel like they still probably would have gotten swept.
Oh, absolutely. He wouldn't have made any sort of a difference. Maybe they win a game.
They maybe would have gotten a game off of playoff Jimmy if they still had him and the locker room shit got settled. But without him, they just stood no fucking chance. It's like Mobley, I'd wager at this point, is probably a better center. Well, he's not even center, he's power forward.
Power forward, yeah, but he can play the five.
He's a better big than Bio.
Yeah.
Hero can't hold a torch to...
I'd like to change Khalil Ware's name to Khalil, where the fuck have you been?
He's good. Too.
He's good, yeah. I think he's been the one of the real sleepers this year, I think.
But it's like when you're young and you're in the playoffs, it's like you're gonna inevitably have a series where you just aren't able to, and it's also just a horrible matchup for any big man to have to go up against Jared Allen and Evan Mobley.
Jared Allen is what I call, this is kind of a pause way to put it, but rebound gobbler,
Yeah.
So
I mean, ethical basketball,
Yep. Exactly. Well,
that's what they play.
The Heat ended up losing by 55 last night. Yeah. The entire fourth quarter was the tail ends of the bench, and I was watching it. It was atrocious. I was safe to say I took the under at one point. I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't cracking the over. There's no way. I was like...
It's almost... You almost wonder. It's kind of funny that it works out this way. But you almost wonder if that's the Cavs trying to make a statement to the Thunder, come meet us in the finals. Because the Thunder had a 55-point win over the Grizz.
Yeah, which that's a great segue into the next series. The Thunder, speaking of belt to ass, like we mentioned, I can't believe, and this is really shocking, I can't believe the Grizzlies didn't win a game, dude.
Yeah.
They should have won Game 3.
The Grizzlies are a good basketball team.
Yeah, not one game.
They're probably, at their best, better than an 8 seed. It's just... the way the Western Conference fell this year, some people were going to get a shit draw. And
someone had to play the Thunder at the end of the day.
Someone had to play the Thunder. I think if the Grizzlies had wound up in that 7 seed...
Against the Rockets? It'd be a different story.
It would be a different story.
Yep, absolutely.
I think Thunder Warriors would probably be in a Game 5, maybe Game 6 territory. I still think the Thunder would have gotten it done.
Yeah.
Taking care of business. I mean, there's a chance, an outside chance, but I still think the Thunder would have gotten it done. The Grizzlies, though, I think had they gotten the draw against the Rockets, could have beaten them. I probably wouldn't have favored them, but they could have won it.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, the Thunder is a tall task for any team in the NBA not named the Boston Celtics or the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I've mentioned multiple times, I love the Grizzlies, I love Ja Morant, so naturally I watched, this series and tried to get into it as much as I could. Ja Morant's great, and game 1 was belt to ass. It was fucking crazy. The fucking 51-point win it ended up being. It was a playoff record, definitely like a franchise record, but it was like also a playoff record too of like largest win. I'd have to look it up again, but they did set a record with that, and it just wasn't even close. It was just evident that, because the Thunder had all this time of rest and the Grizzlies had to play through the play-in, like that's just what that was. It's just like the fatigue. That's what it boiled down to.
It's like, I can't even imagine being just your average Grizzlies fan in Memphis, just chilling, waking up like, yeah, my Grizzlies are going to play some playoff basketball today. Going, getting some food, getting ready, inviting the boys over, doing everything we're going to do. It's like, hell yeah. And then you guys ready to watch the damn game.
Then you end up crying into your Domino's cheesy bread.
Exactly. The new Domino's stuffed crust. You're just crying into that.
Yeah, and then the Grizzlies got the fucking stuffed crust. So.
Yeah, they got their crust stuffed. By the OKC Thunder. Yeah, it's just brutal. And same for anybody watching that Miami game. It's like, come on.
It's like, I really thought Miami was grabbing one for the culture.
As a team, how are you gonna, off just willpower alone, how are you gonna not, how are you going to let yourself lose by that much?
Yeah, right. In game 4, dude. In game 4.
Exactly. It's like when you're supposed to be putting in as much effort as you can.
Yeah.
Playoff. If it was a regular season game, excusable. I'd totally be like, hey, you know what? Tonight wasn't their night. It's the fucking playoffs. Yeah. And 2 teams let themselves lose by 50.
It's a testament to what the league has become in terms of talent, I think.
If you don't show up, you're getting stomped.
Nobody was winning by 50 plus 20 years ago. It just wasn't a thing, To win by 30 20 years ago was like a big thing.
There's going to be one motherfucker in the comments like, actually. And they pull up the one example.
Fucking Joe Blow from fucking...
I'll have you know, the 1979 Baltimore Bullets in our game.
Some stupid shit, yeah.
But... Oh, to anyone tuning in on the video wondering why I'm sniffling and rubbing my eyes, it be spring out here.
It be spring?
It be spring.
Yeah, the spring has sprung, allergies have sprung.
Spring has sprung, the pollen is rung.
Spitting bars?
Yeah. All right, to move...
That was exciting. Fuck yeah.
To a series that hasn't been dry.
Yeah, it's been, a little damp. I wouldn't say dry, but it's been damp. Fuck yeah. Sounds crazy out of context, but
not quite sopping, but slightly damp.
Fucking so we're batting 1,000 so far with our picks. That's not gonna last now, probably, but Timberwolves up 3-1 on the Lakers. You took the Lakers. I took the Timberwolves.
I did take the Lakers.
And I'm not going to sit here and say it's wraps. Listen, you got LeBron, you got Luka. You could win 3 games in a row easily. I think it could happen. I don't think it will, but...
Yeah, I mean, it's... The Timberwolves, looking back on it, I was too hung up on Julius Randle. I did not think
it's like a bad breakup.
Yeah, I did not think he was going to show up at all. I thought it was going to be a repeat in New York where he shows up and he's horrendously inefficient.
He's running cardio out there.
Yeah, he's putting up bad shots and taking his team out of the game. In hindsight, the big men of the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's just too overwhelming for Los Angeles. They don't have the size to deal with those guys. Even though Rudy's sort of a non-factor on offense.
Yep.
His size still hurts them. You still have to respect it. You can't go out there and be like, Austin,
Yeah. Hillbilly Kobe.
Yeah, go take Rudy and like expect things to go well.
Yeah.
And then also just like Anthony Edwards has showed up to play every single game, and he so far has been the best player in the series.
When he is a spawn of Michael Jordan, you know, and it's just
exactly. It's like
bring it in.
yeah, believe that. Had iced tea on the sideline.
Imagine getting cooked by Kermit Wiltz every night.
Exactly.
That's fucking. Well, I mean, for the reasons you said that, you know, yeah, even say it like this, but size matters. That's the little size matters is the literal reason I picked the Timberwolves. It's just the Timberwolves. I got to look at the roster, but I don't think they got many 7-footers on the fucking team. You know, it's like who they got? Alex Len, fucking like
you are Alex Len, Jackson Hayes.
Jackson Hayes might be. So yeah,
they aren't even 7 feet.
Yeah.
Well, Alex Len I think might be.
He might be. Yeah.
Jackson Hayes I don't think is. I think he's like 6'10". Jackson Hayes has got to figure it out. Figure the game out mentally.
Well,
he has it physically.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a Rob Williams situation to me.
Rob Williams.
I've said the same thing of the homie Jericho Sims who's playing.
Jericho!
But
yeah, as we're recording this, Game 5 for the Pacers and Bucks is currently going on. It was belt to ass at some point. I don't know what the score is now. I'm just looking at Paul. That's not Paul Pierce. But,
that's Channing Frye.
That's Channing Frye. I had that for the halftime show. I think Bucks came out to an early lead. It was huge too. So
it is 47-41 Bucks at half.
Yeah, and you literally said when they were down big, like the Pacers will probably still end up winning this game. So
yes, especially without Dame, I don't see any way the Bucks pull this series out.
You don't see any way they pull out?
Yeah, no.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens. Timberwolves Lakers. You know, a week from now we could be talking about a whole different result in the series. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought LeBron, Luka together, playoff time, they were gonna really show out, and they haven't been bad, but they haven't been quite as impactful as you'd expect. I know LeBron's older. Like I was saying, like next year will probably be a better year for them, but I was just dead wrong about this series.
Yeah,
I thought the star power of the Lakers would win out, but it's showing that they really are kind of top heavy, and Redick with the decision to play the starters the entire second half.
Yeah.
You could tell it's just they got out-depthed
for a lack
by
of
the Timberwolves, if that's what you want to say.
Hey, Shannon Sharp said Lakers in 5. Now we got Shannon Sharp potentially doing 5 to 10. So I mean, you know, that's just how the world works. Poor Shannon, man. Not poor Shannon. It's if it's true. Let me rephrase.
If the allegations are false, poor Shannon. If the allegations are true,
fuck Shannon.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Warriors are up 3-1 on the Rockets.
They are. I mean, prediction's looking good.
We both picked the Warriors.
I mean, the chatter between Butler and Brooks last night was kind of funny. Told him he was a bum and that he's busted his ass for years, which I mean is kind of true.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler versus Dylan Brooks. It's like if you're Dylan Brooks, you got booted off the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yep.
Because of exactly this.
Mm-hmm.
You went up to LeBron. You talked some shit you couldn't back up.
Yep.
You got the best player on the opposing team angry. In this case, Jimmy isn't the best player, but second best player. Same shit. Different toilet.
He's been great for them, though. At times, he's been the number one, I think, over Steph, which is crazy.
He's Robin.
Yeah, he's Robin.
Every now and again, it'll look like Nightwing.
Yeah.
But he's the Robin. But it's like Dylan Brooks kind of, not to say that he's responsible for it, because like obviously it's like it's a team game.
Yeah.
Like, don't go out of your way to give the best players on the opposing team a reason to show up.
You don't poke the bear.
Exactly.
Tell that to Grant Williams, bro. Okay,
Yeah,
look, you don't poke the damn bear.
Exactly.
We learned that the fucking hard way.
Yeah. Grant Williams.
Batman.
Yeah, he's Batman.
I love that so much.
He's Batman and Jimmy Butler's Robin. I do miss Grant Williams, though.
Part of me does, yeah, you know.
But that aside, this series, it was kind of like, I'm not going to say easy to tell, but it seemed sort of like the writing was on the wall of, this Warriors team is a lot better than a 7 seed.
Yep.
They have championship experience. The Rockets are just so young.
Mm-hmm.
They'll have their time. Like, give it 2-3 years, and they'll be, like, they're already at the top of the West.
Yeah.
Like, how's that? Like, but they'll, in terms of, like, where they're expected to finish their season, it'll be just up from here.
Yeah.
So if you're a Houston Rockets fan, I wouldn't worry too much yet.
No, they got the right squad together. I mean, you can make the argument for Jalen Green. I mean, Jalen Green's inconsistent at times, but
I mean, there will probably be at some point one of those guys moved.
Yeah, I think so.
But who is yet to be seen. It's going to take a year or two to really figure out how that team works itself out.
I'll say Alperen Şengün reminds me so much of Jokic. He's like the player that isn't Jokic that like is the most like Jokic to me. Like that's just how he plays. You know what I mean? He can do everything on the court. He's another Jokic, just on a completely different tier level from Jokic, essentially.
He does all the same stuff, just does it all worse.
Yeah, and not as good. And I would say worse, just not nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd say Sabonis is also a similar
exactly.
tier. He's not quite the playmaker
Mm-hmm.
Jokic is, or even Şengün probably.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Rockets still have their time, just very clearly.
So what, they're not winning 3 straight, you don't think?
Hell no.
Hell nah.
Hell no.
In the words of Kevin Garnett, hell nah. Well, good. So the next series, I'm actually very excited. I think this has been easily the best series in round
Why
one.
do these goddamn games between the Clippers and the fucking Nuggets gotta be on at 10 in the PM? This is the one series I want to watch.
There's this thing called time zones.
There is. There is this thing called time zones.
That's exactly why.
It drives me nuts. Because this is the one series that I want to watch, and then I get, like, to the start of the third quarter, and I'm falling asleep.
Knocking the fuck
Not
out.
because the game is bad. The games have all been good.
You're like, bro, I literally can't keep my eyes open anymore.
Like,
Because when you get to the third quarter, it's like midnight. It's like...
it's like, it's been a good series so far. It's been back and forth. I mean, you could argue that the Clippers should be up 3-1 right now.
That's exactly, I got that bullet point. We need to talk about, and do you like the way I wrote it too? Aaron Gordon, and then it's in air quotes, game winner.
Yeah. Well, I saw someone saying this, I forget who it was. I saw it on Instagram earlier, either on Instagram or in an article earlier today, but someone was making the argument. I don't know where the rules actually stand on this because it's so rare that it happens.
Yeah.
The only other time I've seen a game-winning dunk was DeAndre Ayton, and it was either the Western Conference Finals or the Finals for the Suns. Mm-hmm. Had that game-winning dunk off the lob from Chris Paul, but even that wasn't a buzzer beater. There was a little time left.
Yep.
What I'm confused about, and what this person said, is the ball is still touching Aaron Gordon's hand when the clock reaches 0.
Yeah, it's still on his fingertips. You can see it.
Yeah. So is the rule that the ball has to be going through the hoop before the clock reaches 0, or is the rule that the ball has to be out of your hands by the time?
To me, it should be the ball needs to be going through the hoop and not touching your hand. That's how I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I would rule it. But it's something we just never see. So, like, even the refs were probably like, how the fuck do we score this? Like,
well, what was even more shocking to me is that you're calling that a buzzer beater.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. It's just, if the ball is still in his hands at 0.
This is not a buzzer beater. This is a buzzer scraper.
Yeah. It's like, I've never seen it where a dunk leaves 0 time on the clock. I've never seen it. Granted, I've only been watching basketball for like a little over a decade. I'm sure there's like someone who's been watching since like the 60s or 70s.
You know, fuck it.
Seen it at it. But it's just such an anomaly of a play that I'm curious what the rule book actually dictates.
Right. Yeah.
And I can't even look at it and say it was the wrong call to give them the win on it.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't, like... And I'm not even saying this because I want the Clippers to win.
I do, too.
It just feels wrong to have there be no time on the clock.
No, I completely agree. Like, it did not feel like a game winner. Like, you know what I mean? It was a great play, but it didn't feel like they truly won, because it was like, if there's not enough evidence to make it a game winner, it shouldn't be a game winner.
That was the thing.
That's how I feel.
They ruled it a game winner on... Like, in real time, they ruled it a game winner.
Yeah.
So they used the opposite logic of what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
They had to look for reasons as to why it wasn't a game winner.
Okay.
But they saw the ball going through the hoop with 0 seconds and said, we don't have enough to overturn. Which is fair. It's perfect.
It's a literal coin flip. Like, I could see both arguments. You know what I mean? Like, it's so tough.
I think you take like 1,000 people, you briefly explain to them, like, this is basketball, this is how it works. People that have never seen the sport. You show them that play and say, does this basket count or does it not? You'd probably get a fucking split.
Yeah, no, it'd be like right down the middle, probably. It's like
if eye of the beholder, man.
If the Nuggets win this series, we're going to be talking about this shot for so long. And like,
for the next round.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about it for the next round.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, but like Clippers fans will be especially.
Oh,
right?
yes.
And it's like, oh, so by the way, I picked the Nuggets, you picked the Clippers, which is why this series is so interesting. And I remember, I don't know if I said the series would go 7. I think I said it may be 6 or 7. But
I want to say I said something similar.
Yeah. So this is what we're getting is exactly what I expected. Maybe not exactly with this game winner, but it's pretty damn close with how competitive it's been.
It has been very interesting. I mean, what was it? James Harden game 2 kind of laid an egg, if I remember correctly.
Oh, yeah.
Because game 1 went to OT, didn't it?
James Harden fucked me over a week and a half ago. I had a bonus bet. $20 bonus bet. So I made a bet that the Pistons were going to win. Cade and Brunson were going to have 20. That hit. I got it right. Pistons tied the series. The other one was Jokic 25, Kawhi and Harden for 20, and the Clippers. And the did they win? Oh, and the Clippers to win. So, fucking almost all of it hit. James Harden had 18 fucking points. And I would have won $450. I was so pressed, dude.
Oh, my Hardens came in.
Your Harden Hellcats came in.
I finally fucking got them. I still have to hoop in them. I have yet to. Next episode of the pod, I'll let you know how they feel.
Mike's like, yo, I sprayed my ankle. Got fucking crutches next episode.
I pulled a 2021 Harden and pulled my hamstring.
Yeah.
But I'm happy with how they look.
And my other point, real quick, about this series was you could be looking at, I think, a Clippers sweep in another world.
You could.
Because their 2 losses, game 1, they were winning most of the game, went to overtime, and they lost. They could have easily won that game. Game, they could have easily won, too.
That was so fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Game 1.
Yeah.
Watching that. Because that was that Easter or was that day before Easter?
Might have been the day before.
I think it was day before.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it was. Because my family celebrated the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And we watched it. James Harden put on a fucking masterclass.
That he did. I felt like I was watching vintage Harden. It was
He played so damn well, could not miss, and they blew that game. And I'm like, oh no. Like, because if...
No, you felt like you were in trouble. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
If you're rooting for the Clippers watching that, and Harden gives you that big of a performance, and you can't get it done.
Yeah, I thought the series was going the other way after that game because, like, I truly felt like the Clippers played the best they possibly could and still lost. And I was like, oh, fuck, that's not a good sign.
And then Kawhi turned back the clock. Made it happen for him.
If there's one thing, if the Clippers, I really hope they don't lose this series, but if they do, that we got out of this series, is Kawhi and Harden both turn back the clock, which is great to see.
I need them to do it at the same time.
Yeah.
Because if they're gonna even hope to win a title, and I don't think it's really in the realm of possibility for them to win one. I think they could luck into getting there.
Yeah.
I think they'd lose to whoever they met in the finals. I mean, if they somehow manage to get by Oklahoma City.
If the Thunder somehow lose to someone else, which I don't think is going to happen, then I would probably pick LA, honestly. I feel like they could get there.
They would just have to out-experience whoever they face. The only way, the literal only avenue I see for them winning a title.
Yeah.
And it's just an absolute pipe dream. Obviously, they're going to have to face the Thunder in the conference finals.
Yep.
They out-experience them. Kawhi has an all-time series. Harden either also has an all-time series or turns back the clock enough to be a legit second option. And then they get Cleveland in the finals and out-experience Cleveland. I don't think they would be able to beat Boston.
Say, what if you got a Celtics Clippers finals? That would be interesting.
That would be really funny. The notion of Boston LA, but it's not Celtics Lakers.
It's the other fucking locker room.
It's really funny to me. I just think that would be too good a draw for Boston, and they have the continuity.
Yeah, the Clippers aren't a complete enough team to go against a team like that.
And Boston's won a title.
Yeah.
That Cleveland team hasn't. That Thunder team hasn't. The Clippers haven't either, but Kawhi has.
He's got that.
And so that's really the only way I could see the Clippers making, let alone winning a finals, is if Kawhi is able to backpack enough that they can make it there, and then him and Harden as a duo are okay. Because really, realistically, it's probably both of their last chances of getting a top, unless KD says my next chapter and fucking goes to.
I mean, hey, listen, do you think Kevin Durant on the Clippers would work?
I don't see any reason it wouldn't.
You know,
I think he would be a better fit with those guys than Paul George was.
PG 13%, man.
Especially now in his career, it's KD's still damn good, don't get me wrong. But he's a lot more willing, and he's always been willing, sometimes to his detriment.
Yep.
But he fits into any system. He's a big dude that can shoot. You just slide him in at the 4. Kawhi's the 3. You have Norman and Harden, Zubats. It's it works. If you wanted to play KD at the 3, you could. I don't know why you would.
In today's game, I don't know. Yeah,
Kawhi and Durant, their positions are sort of interchangeable, but
yeah,
you get the basic point. I don't see any reason it wouldn't work. I think it would put them over the top. It would just sort of be if they had to give up anything to get him. That makes it different. Is who the hell would you even give up if you're LA? What do they have to give up? I don't know what their pick situation is.
I'd have to look. But
yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll go 7.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting finish to this series because now we know it's going at least 6. So I can't wait to see how it ends up. Moving on to another. Damn, this series is making me so mad. You don't even know. Frickin' Knicks and Pistons. Knicks are up 3-1. We both picked the Knicks, but the Pistons have played pretty well, I think. I think they have answered the call. But game 1 they should have won. There's a world where they're up 3-1, I think.
There is. All the games have been pretty close.
Dude, this rivalry is crazy too, man. These two teams do not like each other. These two cities do not like each other, and it's awesome to watch. You got Ron Holland flexing, bro, in the series.
Cousin telling me to scram.
Scram.
Yeah, so game 1, the score is misleading. Like, that game was close until the fourth quarter, and then the Knicks just went on a big run.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other games have been within 6 points.
Yep.
2 of them, games 3 and 4, were both within a basket.
Yeah, and there was a missed free throw at the end of one of the games where the clock started moving. The clock started moving where it hit the rim, which it's not supposed to do that. The clock's supposed to start moving when someone catches the ball, right? There was a missed free throw. The clock started moving when it hit the rim, which it's not supposed to do. It's supposed to start moving when somebody gets possession of it, essentially. So, Pistons winning 3 straight.
They sure as hell are not. I mean, I guess, like, I wouldn't do it past.
It would be such a Knicks thing to do.
It would. It would be a very Knicks thing to do. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put it past the New York Knicks to lose 3 straight games, but I really don't see it happening.
Ron Holland could come through.
Yeah, Ron Holland, 26 points.
In fucking garbage
18
time.
of which are in the fourth quarter.
I mean, yeah. Knicks are probably moving on. Honestly, I think we're going to be playing them. So,
yeah,
which is the next series, Celtics Magic. I would hope it's Tuesday, the 29th, as we're filming this. So, I would hope the Celtics playing in like less than an hour. I would hope they would get it done in 5. If we go back to Orlando, dude, I swear.
By the next episode, the Celtics will be in the second round
Against the Knicks, most likely.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, that series I'd look forward to because we've spanked them every time we've played them this year.
Yeah.
We went to opening night on Banner Night and we dicked them down, dude.
I almost won like $700.
Yeah, it was
because I just bet the over on threes for every single player on the Celtics, and they almost broke the record for threes.
They made fucking 29 threes, dude. Like, they tied the record, and at the end of the game, they were firing up bricks to try to break it
with the fucking
air ball.
Oh man. Well, it wasn't even that he airballed it. It was the fact that we were sitting there, and I'm like, watch, Jordan Walsh is gonna hit the record-breaking three.
And he fucking didn't even hit rim.
The ball. I'm like, here it comes, and he fucking airballs it.
That was a good game. We were surrounded by some funny ass people, dude. It was like there was this one guy, man. He was so funny. He goes, Jalen Brown gets to the free throw line and he misses the first one. This guy goes, you know the thing about Jalen Brown is when he misses the first free throw, the chances of him missing the second one fucking skyrockets. He goes and then I think he missed the second one. Yeah. This is so true. And then they were laughing because you were fucking going crazy for fucking Jericho Sims.
Sims got a dunk and I lost my shit.
Jericho! And you might be the only Jericho Sims fan.
I love me some Jericho Sims. Jericho, if you're listening right now, which I know you're fucking not, send a jersey to your boy.
Yeah. Preferably signed.
Yeah, preferably signed.
If you can do that.
Yeah. You know, if you happen to have a Sharpie laying around, I wouldn't be mad if it was signed.
But yeah, Celtics will probably beat the Magic in 5, let's be real. The Magic have played us tough though. Like I said, I did say the Celtics would not sweep the Magic or the Hawks.
I just hope,
so
I hope the Celtics get through this without another injury. That's
seriously.
what it feels like every single game the Magic have done something like, and I get it's playoff basketball, but there's been some sort of like questionable shit.
Yep.
KCP every single game where it's like he hits someone really hard and it's like not even like playoff basketball hard. It's like, all right, you're putting a little too much elbow grease on this.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they get through unscathed. I mean, Holiday isn't playing tonight.
No, I don't.
I don't think it matters.
It's very important they win tonight so that he can continue to rest and the whole team can rest going into a series against what is
sold me last game on that.
Anytime 3. He didn't make a single fucking 3.
Didn't get a single 3. I think he took 1 3.
Yeah.
It felt like he didn't even take any shots. Sorry, what were you saying?
What was it? Oh, I was just saying Celtics versus the Knicks most likely, so you would need to rest up for that. We don't lose to the Knicks, I don't think, but you can't have that in your mind because the Knicks could easily surprise us. So
if the Celtics go into the series with the mentality that they've won it, they're going to be in for a tough time. Like the Knicks are one of the best offenses in the game. Carl, when he's on, is fucking absurd.
Absolutely.
I remember just throughout the year, this dude was throwing fucking passes looking like he's Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, he put some flair.
Oh my
doesn't
god.
Oh my god. Yeah, I wish they had a line for how many oh my gods were gonna be thrown.
Oh my god. So our last one.
That'll be a good series.
Our last one's Pacers and Bucks. Oh, by the way, just to reiterate, we both picked the Knicks. We both picked the Knicks. We both picked the Celtics, obviously, just saying. Now, for this series, Pacers are up 3-1, currently playing. Let me check on that score, actually.
They're down 4.
The Pacers might end up winning. It's the third quarter, 4:45 to go, it looks like. But yeah, I would assume the Pacers are going to move on, most likely, I'm going to say. But
I don't see.
you picked the Pacers, I picked the Bucks. And, I think we each had a pick that we were horrendously wrong. So,
Right now, it's like, I got it wrong in the West, you got it wrong in the East.
Yeah, exactly. But, yeah.
Who knows, though? Who
knows? Giannis, man. You don't know. Unfortunately, Dame was like one of my favorite players ever. Gets an Achilles injury. I put a sad face next to it. But where are you going?
I saw this over here earlier.
Behind the rest of my fucking jerseys? You saw that? Yeah. You know what's funny about that jersey? I've always wanted a Dame Portland jersey ever since I was a kid, but like jerseys are expensive, right?
Yeah.
And the day he got traded to Milwaukee,
yeah,
I'm on the NBA store.
That
jersey was on a massive fucking sale, and I was
like $50.
You could make the argument Dame's the best Portland Trailblazer of all time, with the exception of like Clyde Drexler. You know what I mean? Like fucking. So that's exactly why I bought it, because I'm like, I'm wearing this one day, like. He's probably the best franchise player. That's how I feel,
It's like having, because you got the Dwight Howard Magic jersey. It's like same type of deal. It's like, they played for other teams.
I got that from a sketchy guy at a flea market.
Nice.
He's like, I'll charge you like $30 for that jersey. I was like, fucking sold, man. That was before some sus things came out about Dwight, but we're not going to talk about that. But
that is most def an Alibaba jersey. I got some Alibaba jerseys.
Yeah.
I'll be real.
Good
reps.
Did I tell you my mom bought me a fake Tatum jersey for Christmas one year?
Oh, for real?
And I never told her. It says Boston on it, and it's instead of Swingman, it says Jumpman.
Nice.
So I was like, thanks. And I ended up wearing it. It looks like a real jersey to the naked eye. I just know it's not like an actual jersey.
I mean, like the rep jerseys are good. Like I got a Dennis Rodman Pistons jersey. If I wear it on the pod, you'll see it. Nice enough wrap jersey.
Yep.
I noticed, though, on the patch, it was off. But this was after I gave the kid $50 for it. But I'm like, fuck it. I'm not getting a Dennis Rodman Pistons jersey anywhere else. So our fake jerseys aside.
Pacers and Bucks.
Pacers and 5.
Pacers and 5. Lakers and 5.
They're down right now in game 5. But I still have Pacers.
Are they, though? Let's see. They're down 3.
They're down 3. Oh, they're cutting into the lead.
Yeah, they are. They're gonna end up fucking winning this. They're at home, bro.
Yeah, they're gonna win the game.
Yeah.
If they don't, I would be shocked.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Pacers most likely end up winning. That basically ends our coverage of round 1. We can basically almost. I feel like we can basically almost guarantee what the next round matchups are going to be, with the exception of like Clippers and Nuggets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. But yeah, so
do we want to do the
you want to introduce your thing?
Yeah, so FIBA Basketball made a post on Instagram.
What page was that?
FIBA
Las Vegas.
And so I don't even know if this definitely is not going to focus.
Yeah.
Oh, it did. Hey. Yeah.
I mean, I can put that on screen too.
Build your player with $15. And so they give you, I'll read it out, but they have 5 categories. It's scoring, passing, athleticism, defense, and game IQ.
And you need one of each?
You need one of each.
Okay.
And they have $5, $4, $3, $2, and $1 tiers.
Mm-hmm.
Each different players. So for scoring, 5 is Shea, 1 is Devin Booker. Passing, 5 is Trey, 1 is Cade, and so you get the basic deal.
Uh-huh.
But we'll go through, build our teams, sort of as build our player.
Yeah.
And as we're kind of going through, discuss our thought process, and you'll kind of, when we put it up in the video, you'll see who is in each spot.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking what we might do, don't hold me to it, but what we might do is take the attributes from this, slap them on creative players in 2K, and like throw them in a draft class and see how they do.
It'd be great.
That's a little bit of a bigger project, but
We can get it done.
I think we can get it done. So
I got to figure out how to not blow my money here. Let's see. The worst score we got here is Booker, which isn't bad by any means. I think I'm going to go a tier up and take my glorious king, Mr. Jayson Tatum. Fucking somebody might roast me for that because, hey, people hate Jayson Tatum just because it's Jayson Tatum, So
we did it.
Yeah, we did it. What they gonna say now?
Yeah, what they gonna say now?
Freaking Jason West.
So that's who you're starting with?
Yeah, I'll start with Jayson Tatum for scoring. So I got $13 to go.
Yeah, I'm also gonna play it cheap here and go Jayson Tatum with the scoring. And where I'm holding the phone here, I'll choose my passing next, and I'm gonna go with James Harden for passing.
Of course you are.
So that's $6. I have $9 left.
Okay. With my $13 remaining, passing, I don't want cade or LaMelo. I'm gonna go Hallie, and I'll be down to $10. So we got Halliburton's passing.
Okay. So right now, we both got Tatum's scoring.
Yep.
I've got Harden's passing. You've got Halliburton's passing.
Yep.
So
you got $9 remaining. I got 10 remaining.
Yes. Athleticism. This to me is fucking crazy value.
Mm-hmm.
Shaden Sharp's athleticism
For how much?
for $1
$1?
is fucking absurd.
They put Shaden Sharp on the dollar menu?
This is exactly.
What the
Well, this is the thing, because it's Giannis is 5, Ja is 4,
Yeah.
Ant is 3, Jalen Green is 2, and Shaden Sharp is 1.
What the fuck?
Shaden Sharp is just as good an athlete
Yeah.
as any of those guys.
No kidding.
I'm taking Shaden Sharp's athleticism for $1.
Dollar, yeah. I have a bit of a plan for when we get down to game IQ, so I got to spend my money wisely here. Man, John Morant's looking me in the eyes, but he's $4. He's too expensive. Definitely not Jalen Green. Let's see.
You sound like me at the casino. $4 is too expensive.
That's crazy.
I'd be betting quarters.
So there are $10 remaining. I'm gonna take Ant's athleticism for $3.
Ant for $3.
Yeah.
That's valid. That's valid.
Yeah. Anthony Jordan.
All right. Now,
So I got $7 remaining.
defense.
And I basically have my last 2 picks planned out, but
I used $6. I have $9 left. Pretty easy path to success here.
mm-hmm.
And that is Wembanyama's defense. And then I know who I'm taking with my...
You taking Wemby's defense?
Yeah, I'm taking Wemby's defense.
Okay, I don't even know why you gave me the phone, but I'm gonna go with Evan Mobley for $2 for for a defense. Fucking steal, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking steal.
So right now, my player is Tatum scoring, Harden's passing,
mm-hmm.
Shaden Sharp's athleticism, Wemby's defense.
And then I got Tatum scoring, Howley's playmaking, Mobley's defense, and Ant's athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So I got $5 remaining, and I know my last pick.
I have... I did math wrong. Fuck. Hold on.
It's all good.
Yes.
So how much money do you have remaining?
12. I have $3.
Ooh.
So
You might have sold yourself.
I thought I had 4. I was gonna go with LeBron.
So what are your options now?
Now I can
IQ?
take Luka, CP3, or Draymond, and I'm gonna go with CP3.
Why would you just go with Luka? It's your last pick.
CP3.
CP3? Okay.
I'm I'm going to leave myself with $1 left on the dollar menu here.
Get a McChicken maybe or something.
I get like 4 gumballs with that money.
Fucking, all right. So I planned it all out. So I'd have 5 remaining, and I could take Jokic's game IQ. Because I swear this motherfucker's an owl and has 360 vision, dude. I don't know how he sees the shit he sees, but I had to take him for game IQ.
It is a beautiful thing to watch Nikola Jokic throw a guy open. Like, he will throw the pass to a spot, and it's just like, the ball is magically there right when the person is coming up. Like, I remember watching him throw a fucking pass to Aaron Gordon playing the Lakers. And this was in the playoffs, not last year, 2 years ago, because I was still at school.
Yeah.
But this dude threw the pass. Aaron Gordon wasn't even remotely there, but he just threw the pass right into the spot, and Aaron's like, now's my time. Russ catches that shit in stride. I'm just like, Jokic is a different beast.
He really is, dude. And so to recap, for me, Tatum's scoring, Hallie's passing, Ant's athleticism, Mobley's defense, and Jokic's game IQ, which I'm very satisfied with.
Mm-hmm. And I got Tatum's scoring, Harden's passing, Shaedon Sharp's athleticism, Wemby's defense, and CP3's IQ.
I think those are both pretty solid.
I think that's a damn good player.
Well, you guys let us know whose player is a better player.
Yeah.
We will also try to run it in 2K as well and see how they would do, whose career is better, things like that.
Damn right.
But
we'll think of a way to do that. We'll either do draft classes or like an expansion team or something, or we could put them both on the same team in separate franchises and see. Like,
I low-key feel like we could run 2K videos on this channel aside from the pod too.
Oh,
easily, you know. Because that's what I do on my main channel, which y'all should check out, by the way. So, watch me do absurd 82-0 challenges that people recommend me. Can Bronny James go 82-0? Fuck no, he can't.
Scotty Barnes's go 80.
Yeah, I did that one recently, and you know, how did he do? He didn't.
Did he make the finals?
He made the final. He lost, but he made the finals. I was like, Scotty.
I mean, in all fairness, if there's a guy that you're going to have a team full of, he's one of the top guys.
I have one on TikTok that I ended up posting. It was highly requested was Jaden McDaniels. Because everyone compares this motherfucker to Kevin Durant. I don't know why. You should read the comments on this TikTok. It's fucking hilarious,
he's a damn
dude.
Good defender, and when he scores well. But Kevin Durant, bro.
So I will say he won 62 games, won the conference, won the finals, and he allowed the fewest points of any team in the league.
Huh. Good for him.
Fucking Jaden McDaniels. Yeah, that TikTok's got like over 200,000 views right now.
Oh, and whoever the kid is telling him to do a team full of spud webs, know that I hear you.
Did I ever not done Spud Webb yet?
I don't know if you have.
I have to fucking check. I've done so many of them, dude. You don't even know. Like, there are times people make suggestions and I go to film and I'm like, did I do this yet? And I have to go into my library and check. I'm like, dude.
Because I don't even know if you have done it yet because you post so many of them.
I've done Muggsy Bogues, but not, I don't know about Spud Webb.
I just remember watching like 3 separate chans of those and seeing the comment for do a team full of spud webs.
Dude, there are people that are like, day 25 of this person. I'm like, bro, I'm fucking getting to it. God.
My spud web stand, though.
All right. Maybe by the next one, I'll do Spud Webb. But thanks for listening to your weekly dose of smooth buckets.
Damn right.
And, until next time.
Peace.
Peace.